Guys. Today I am talking about leadership in a different way and marketing that is your version, your style, your flavor. So a lot of the female thought leaders and 7-income earners, there's this common theme among a lot of the female entrepreneurs, and it's about doing what you do, doing your business, but following intuition, and how it's important to learn from others, but then throw out all the rules and follow your intuition, follow what inspires you, and really tap into what you know to be true. I've talked to several successful women and have heard from several successful women that have, talked about where they got to a place in their business that they knew what they should do according to all the classes and, Business 101, and they knew what they should be doing, but inside their intuition was guiding them in a different direction, So instead of putting out just a lot of content on a website and building a website and doing all this, one woman in particular felt like, no, I need to be putting my attention into working with this group over here, instead of doing that and working with the business that is already coming in and nurturing that. And it was a scary thing for her because a lot of us are trained and programmed to feel like we have to just keep bringing in new business and generate lots of leads and just bring in new people all the time. But this one woman said that if she had done that, then she wouldn't have the successful business she does today. And now she has a solid team of people that she worked with and developed those relationships. And her team is solid, and now she can focus on reaching out for new business, reaching out to make new contacts. And so for me, this was pretty significant to hear, and this, like I said, is a common theme in female leaders right now in particular, really getting back to trusting that intuition and that inner guide, and that is our strength. And that is coming to the forefront for a reason. That leadership style is very effective. We're tuning in, we're coming from a heart space, and then putting the work in as well. So, it's a very powerful place to come from, and it takes a lot of faith to do that. We might need to step away from a sure thing and follow our intuition, that leads us into a whole new area that actually helps our business and vision evolve, which it should and it needs to evolve. How we start in business it's not going to stay that way. It will keep changing, and it will keep pushing us out of that comfort zone, and it will keep wanting expansion. And if we can tune in and listen when we do get that intuitive guidance and run with it, then I believe, and in my experience, that evolution can happen, that evolving vision can happen much faster than if we fight it, and it is scary when this happens. So that is the first thing I wanted to talk about, because this is a message that many of the leaders are getting, and the following of that is leading to massive success. And this also taps into your unique message that you're here to share with people. So you might start out with a purpose that seems very similar to someone else. And you might feel like, okay, well, I will just do exactly what they have done and I'll have success. But I would urge you to not follow other people's formula exactly. I would urge you to adapt it, to take that formula and what's working and make it your own. You know, you can even ask yourself questions like, how is my message meant to get out there in an authentic way for me? You know, how is my message different than my competitors or people that I am mentoring with? You know, how is my message to reach people in a different way? And, you know, just experiment with questions like this that will bring that intuitive guidance in clearly, and you can get a clear picture of how you can adapt. You can take what you've learned and you can make it more of your own. And this is especially important in marketing, which is what I want to talk about next. Marketing is essential, and a lot of us resist, you know, marketing often because we feel like, you know, we're comfortable with what we have to offer, but we're not really wanting to be completely out there, bold and visible with it. Or, you know, we just want to focus on the creativity of what we're doing, and the marketing weighs us down. And I've heard this story a lot, you know, with people, and have felt that way myself. Like, the marketing isn't as fun, right? Or, you know, it feels like you've been inspired and taking creative action, and then you've got to market it, and it kind of, you know, it's a downer. But the thing is that you want to find a marketing that excites you. And for me, I love, you know, focus on what you love doing and what you love consuming already. Like, for me, I love videos, I love movies, I love trailers, and so that's an area that is actually fun for me to make videos. Now, it was scary at first, you know, being camera shy and just being that perfectionist part of me coming out. But when I really started getting creative with doing trailers for books and finding creative video ways to market, then I got excited, because that is something that already excited me. So, you know, if you love to write, if you love books, what do you spend your time doing? You know, how do you entertain yourself? And then try and find a way to turn that into marketing for you. And we have social media just right there waiting for, you know, new and creative ideas that we can just put out there. And so just play with that, and because you're going to want to invest time and energy and attention in marketing. I mean, that is your getting the word out and letting people hear you. And if you're not doing that, then you have this really beautiful message that people aren't hearing. And most of the time, the people that are lined up to hear your message and waiting for it and are part of your tribe are not in your immediate circle. So marketing is a way to reach out and to draw them to you. And the more creative and inspired you are, the more they are going to be able to hear it and come. And there's a reason why you feel inspired and you desire the message that you're fired up about and the message that you feel called to share. There's a reason for that. And there are people that are waiting and wanting and, you know, maybe oftentimes praying for that exact message or that exact, you know, branding or product that you already have, and they just don't know about it, you know, and they desperately need it. And so, yeah, you're going to want to market, and you're going to want to make it your own, you know, your own flavor, your own style, and just play with it. Just start taking action, and then you can see what feels right or what doesn't. And, you know, there are some marketing ways that just don't feel right for me, and so I focus on other areas. So, you don't have to get it right the first time. And that was a huge story for me, is that I felt like I already had to be a pro at it before I could start marketing in certain ways. And that's just not true. You know, you just share where you're at and what you know and what you've learned, and just keep learning and sharing that, and then making it your own. And there's always time and there's always space to create and to share in a new way. And people are waiting for that. So keep that in mind. So I want to talk about other marketing, you know, other ways to market that other people are having success with, because you want to watch what others are doing that's working, and then, you know, see what you can do with that. So another way that people are really succeeding is in forming new relationships and working with the relationships that they already have. And in my experience, I, you know, when I first started my business years ago, and I just came up with the idea because it was a service that needed to be done, and started working in that direction. And I had just a handful of clients for the first year, and that was all I needed to begin building it successfully. And just working with that core group of people and developing that relationship and working with that, like that was where my success came from. Now, I got new clients in and out, but there was this core group that I worked with, and that's where most of the success came from. So, you know, I've made that mistake in network marketing, where I just bring lots of new people in and don't really nurture and work with those relationships, you know, with people that are already in. That is a lesson that I have definitely learned, and mistakes that I've made, because, you know, if you're so busy recruiting and bringing in new people and not really nurturing those relationships that you already have, you could actually be doing a disservice to you and them. And like I said, I've made this mistake and I've learned this lesson the hard way. And I've lost a whole team because of that, because I was just so busy, you know, thinking that I needed to bring new business in, and not following that intuition, that natural intuition to work with the team members that I have, and to, you know, develop those friendships and those relationships. And so I think that's really important, and a lot of the successful leaders will tell you the same thing. And so, you know, just play with that. And you don't have to be someone that you're not. If you're introverted, you don't have to be outgoing and, you know, try and force something that isn't you. Just how would you reach out to a friend, and how would you want to have someone work with you? You know, just go from there. And it can be simple. It doesn't have to be out of your comfort zone. The other thing, and I've definitely learned this one as well, is to get to know your team and each one individually, and get to know what their best way of marketing would be, you know. And you can ask them, like, what they like to do, what they like to consume. Do they love videos? Do they love learning through videos? Or do they learn through books or articles? You know, get to know what they really naturally love. Maybe they love going out and meeting with people, you know. Maybe they love speaking at meetings. Maybe they just love, you know, getting together for luncheons and, you know, house meetings and that sort of thing. So you want to find out what their strengths are and what excites them, and work with that. And if they're an excellent writer, that's fabulous. You know, they can blog, they can guest post, they can even do videos from what they've written. You know, write it out beautifully and then just kind of read it. And I mean, there are so many ways. I know one person is really good at photography and taking shots of gorgeous landscapes. And so that would be something that, you know, to start with that. And how can I use that tool as a way to market? So you want to get to know your team, so you're not trying to get them to do what is best for you, but you're tapping into what inspires them, and you're getting to know them better, you know. And along with that, I would also find out why they're wanting to do this, you know, just get to know the reason that, and kind of tap into what does inspire them about wanting to market or wanting to do this type of work and business. Because that's important too, you know. You want to be inspired, and you want the marketing to be inspired, because that really tunes in and taps into your tribe of people, your team that's coming to work with you. So that one. A lot of people talk about owning your genius, and that is, you know, very important. You definitely want to know what arena your genius lies in. Like, if you're not organized, then you probably wouldn't want to, you're not going to be excited about doing all the admin work, or, you know, the organization and organizing events, or organizing telesummits, or that sort of thing. You might want to find a team member that is good at organizing. You know, my sister, organizing is therapeutic for her. She loves it. She loves it. And she's naturally an organizer. And we work really well together, you know, because she likes that part, and I do, you know, the creative, the brainstorming. And, you know, I like creating online. And so she doesn't. She likes to organize. So anyway, you want to find someone, and things that you just dread doing. If there's somebody that you could collaborate with and they love doing that part, then that will save you time, and that will save you energy. And then you can work on the parts that you're excited about. You know, if you know that your genius is working with people, if you're the mother hen, and you know that you just love working with people, helping people, meeting with people, and that sort of thing, then you want to keep that. You want to keep that job, and just know that you don't have to do all the jobs, that you can work with people and their strengths. They can help you, and you can help them, you know. So really kind of brainstorm about what it is that what's your genius. And it can be something in a small way like that, like nurturing others around you, or it's different for everyone. For me, it's just like that creative, you know, it's that artistic flow. And when it comes to organizing after that, I you know, it's time to like get some help there. And I do, and I have an amazing team that helps me in that area. For other people, it's, you know, it's taking bold action, and maybe they love speaking in front of groups, and so, you know, that would be theirs. So, you know, this is going to be targeted to what you're doing, what your business is, but it's a really fun way of finding and getting to know the people that you do work with. And I have not taken advantage of that as much as I could in the past, you know, thinking that I had to do everything. I had to fill all the hats. And then I would find that I wasn't excited about doing certain things. Now, there's always going to be something that, you know, you might not be super excited about, but you need to get it done. It's just like doing laundry. But there, you'll know if this is an area that you just don't thrive at and somebody else does. That's great. Then get them involved. Oh, the other thing that I've noticed a lot of leaders are doing and talking about is they will take something that they have produced of value, an article, a website, a video series, and they, or even, you know, a webinar, or, you know, something that you've already put out there. They will take that content and they will repurpose it. And, you know, so they might take an article and turn it into a video, or they might take a teleconference and turn it into a package that they have on their website. Or, you know, it's basically they take what they've made that they know is valuable, and they find a way to reuse it and remarket it. And you can even take something that you've done that you know is brilliant, and, you know, you're saying the same message, but change it slightly. You know, when you find your niche, you are going to be talking about the same thing over and over and over. And, you know, what's in your heart is going to come out over and over and over in a million different ways, and that's good. So you want to, take things that you've already produced, already created, and find ways to repurpose it, reword it, reproduce it, just take it and make it better, and reshare it, instead of feeling like you have to be brilliant every single day creating new material, new content. And some days you might not feel inspired, and that's part of the process too, you know. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind, that, you know, you don't just create something and use it once and that's it. You can actually keep it going. You can make it work for you. And you can even, you know, take an article or a video series that you've done that you love, and you might decide that you want to make a whole retreat out of it, and, you know, something like that, or a workshop. And that is fabulous. So revisit what you've already created and see what you can do with it. And yeah. So let's see what else. That's another thing with marketing that I've noticed, is when someone, you know, starts talking about marketing, they automatically think, okay, well, I've got to start producing, you know, new stuff every single day, because I got to get a lot out there. And I would encourage you to, before you do that, look on your computer, go back in your files and your writing, and, you know, and things that you've already produced, in your images. Like, you know, you may have gone on an amazing vacation, and you have some amazing photos that would be inspiring for people that you could use, or writing that you've done, you can use that, or videos that you've done that are fun. It could be home videos that are crazy and fun for people to watch. You can use that on social media, and you can tweak it. So, you know, you take a funny video and put inspiring messages on it, or, you know, there's a million different ways that you could do that. And you can, so, you know, look at what you already have and start there and make it work for you. And then, you know, you've got so many social media options that you can use with video and imaging, and that can go a long way. So yeah, definitely do that. What's the other thing? Oh, you know, another way that, like, say you've started a business and it's just you and you're doing great, but you know you have to expand. Take the time to really visualize and get clear on the kind of team that you want, you know, the kind of people you want, the skills that you want them to have. Get really clear on that and start visualizing it so that they can step in and fulfill that vision for you. That can be really powerful. You know, in the past, I've come to the point where I was exhausted and I knew I needed help, and I just would start reaching out to people, and I ended up building several teams that weren't ideally what I was really looking for. And so if I had taken the time beforehand and really gotten clear and visualized that, then I believe that could have saved me a lot of time and money. And them as well, because they would have fit better with someone else. So get clear on that. And visualize. You know, it's always good to visualize the result of your marketing that you'd like, the team growth that you'd like to see, where you want to end up. And then once you're really clear on that, then things can start falling into place and people can start coming and showing up to fulfill that vision for you. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting clear about that. And then as a daily practice, just keep checking in, like, you know, how can I reach out today to talk to the people that are already on my team, already in my business? How can we develop this relationship? And how can I reach out every day? And, you know, it might not be every day that you're reaching out to your existing team. So you can just kind of formulate a plan for that suits you and fits them as well. But try and find out how you can reach out every day to people you don't know. And social media, email lists, you know, these are the best ways to do that. And just see how you can authentically reach out in a way that feels good for you, that you can start developing new relationships. And that doesn't mean you have to be on Facebook all day long. If you're an introvert, that sounds like a nightmare. But you can reach out, just ask the question, how can I reach out today to new people? And just reach out to one or two if that's comfortable. If it's exciting for you to reach out to a lot, then do that. And that's part of, you know, finding out what's your authenticity and how can you get your message out to the right people. So I have rambled on about this, and hopefully it's helped. I have learned so much from successful female entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and so, you know, I think it's so important to just keep sharing, keep learning, and keep growing all together. And it feels like we're really moving into a new paradigm of business in a different way. There's more flow, there's more ease. Not to say there's not hard work, you know, but we're coming into a balance where before it was all do, and work, and not taking the time for our own self-care and taking the time to listen to our own inspiration, our own intuition, our own guidance. And so, you know, this new way of doing business, I feel like is more in harmony, and there's more ease. There's, you know, we're coming back to a healthier place within ourselves, and that is helping the whole, helping everyone succeed in ways that they weren't before, because it was out of balance and has been. And we're bringing heart back into all of our actions, which is so key. If you have heart and you have inspiration in the actions you take, that reaches more people in the world than it ever would by just doing out of obligation. So keep it up, keep tuning into your own heart and your own intuition and following those, even when they're scary. And I'm taking my own advice on this, because some of the guidance I get is, you know, like, what? You want me to do what? So yeah, we're all in this together, and keep sharing. Thanks for watching. Bye.